Cheffies. Today I wanted to do a different format, of course, because why do we want to do the same things? This is my second trainer, Joc.
Hey.
And I've been working with Joc since October we started working together?
Yeah.
It was right before I left.
Right before October, yeah.
Yeah, it was right before I left for my trip to Bali. And I wanted to add on a second trainer because I just wanted to add a little bit more versatility and more strength training, and to also add another layer of discipline to my daily routines. So, how long have you been training, Joc?
This is my third year. Yeah, so this has been year 3 for me.
Are you serious?
Woo, you didn't know that? Yeah, it's lit.
He's a baby in the industry, but you've done some really amazing things, right?
Yeah, man. Time was on my side. Time was definitely on my side, for sure.
Time was on your side?
Time was on my side. An opportunity. An
opportunity. So what were you doing before you started training?
I was an athlete in college, so that's kind of like what enticed me to start working out, because I was going overseas. Okay. And that got me into training.
Okay. So overseas and college sports led you into the training.
Right, in the training world.
To the training world. Okay. So, you know, I know you for working with high-profile clientele,
including yourself.
Oh man, I'm trying. We're working on.
No, we
working on getting there, right? And we're tuning into the game. So high-profile clientele. Can you name a few of your clients? Do you name a few of your clients? Is that okay with you?
I mean,
2 or 3.
Well, I travel with one, so that's T.I., Quincy, and can't really name the rest.
Can't really name the rest. So like even in my profession, we have non-disclosure agreements where we have to agree to confidentiality. So if you ever hear us talking about our clients, we've had pre-approval on what we can or can't talk about. And some of our clientele, we can just never say we're our clients. Right? Never say. And that's cool. I mean, it would be better if we could, get that pub. But it's okay, we respect it because it's about privacy. It's about privacy, and it's also about safety because people are crazy. And if they recognize you and see you, they can try to follow you to get to the client. It just saves all of that, So I understand the level of privacy, and then people asking you odd, random questions about, and then you're just like, what? And then, oh, so what are you saying with your face? I'm saying you're making me feel uncomfortable because what are you talking about? So yes, I totally know what you're talking about in that respect. So how long have you been working with T.I.? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, actually this is my second year.
Second year.
So yeah, year 2 last month. So this is my second year. We've traveled the world.
So when you started training, did you all like start out with a few celebrity clients?
Actually, I didn't.
Okay.
But I just started off with the mindset that I wanted to be able to get to around anyone that I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter if it was a celebrity, a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner, etc., etc.
Right.
I just wanted to be the person to attract them.
Okay. So who helped you understanding how much your prices should be? And when you first started, were you at a good amount, or did you find out you were below?
See, well, I started off with people who are already, established, so
like Boss Hog.
Like Boss Hog, you know what I'm saying? Like people,
like Boss Hog, who's the big homie in the training world. He trains Kevin Hart among so many other people, but he's the one who got him swole. And Boss is a beast out here. What's up, Boss? I love you, man. You've always looked out for me. You know what I'm saying?
Boss is my dog.
If you don't know who it is, you can follow him. You'll see that below.
Yes, so you got good tips, man. Keep you on your toes, as a young entrepreneur, businessman. But for the most part, I learned value over prices. You know what I'm saying? My value determines my prices. So I never really learned people's prices or how to charge people. Just as I went on and as I started doing things with my time, I started to realize how much my time was worth.
Right.
And I charge accordingly. So yeah.
Yeah, he gets paid very well. Okay. He's got some luxury going on here, ladies. He's single, ladies. He's single. I'm not saying he wanted me to tell y'all, but I'm telling y'all because
man, sometimes information is out there. It's lit.
Yes, because you guys slide into my DMs and I get tired of answering the questions. So now we're on YouTube, letting y'all know out there too that young Joc here he's available, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Anyway, so beyond just working with T.I. and getting him, you travel with him. So what is that type of experience when you're traveling with a client and getting them into shape?
It's just different because it requires a different level of me that I, haven't necessarily reached yet because it's still kind of new. So, of course, being at home, my habits and things that I'm used to doing is kind of, second nature. But when you get on the road and you're faced with different time frames and time schedules and things like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Different levels of expectation.
Right, for sure.
Because a lot of people have a misconception about being on the road and they romanticize it. Like it's so amazing and you're out here having fun, living it up. And you're like...
If you look out the windows, if you're not asleep.
You're like, I'm barely sleepy.
Whoa, man, that's definitely a struggle. But it's a blessing being able to do it while I'm young, getting it out of the way. So it's just the experience that I take from it.
Because how old are you again?
25.
20, oh my God. A baby and an entrepreneur, pretty solidified, working with the best, helping the best get better. That's so dope to me. So you've been learning more about yourself and about your business, I gather, from what you're saying when you go out on the road, right?
Yeah, and just seeing what I want to do and how I want to move. Traveling kind of made me realize that I want to travel for a living, but I just have to step my value up to where I'm being booked to travel. So it's just all playing. It is rolling in its course.
Well, I don't really think that it's about you stepping up your value. I think that it's just you figuring out how to get those networking opportunities done. And I always say that manifestation is real. So once we put it into the wind, and the more people that we talk about what we aspire to do, it lands somewhere. It might not land exactly where we wanted it to or what we thought, but it plants a seed and then that grows and then someone comes back to you or an opportunity all of a sudden comes up and you're like, last week I was just talking about I wanted to travel and now all of a sudden I'm out here going to, for 2 months. So we'll speak that up and hopefully you'll be following his journey and it'll be happening way sooner than later. So you're learning things about your business and yourself with the traveling. And I think it's funny because when you start being someone's personal anything, a personal trainer, a personal chef, a personal assistant, the level of expectation comes over into your personal life now because you're now accessible to them and you're living a segment of their life. So when you're saying you're getting used to how they operate and their scheduling, it's like you gotta sleep when they sleep. Yeah. You gotta be up before they get up. You gotta stay up a little bit after them to get prepared for the next day, You
gotta stay on your toes. They're quick.
Yes. Well, you kind of have to think, I believe it's like 10 steps ahead of the client. Like you kind of gauge, you pick up on their tendencies and their habits. Because I know when I see my clients do certain things, say certain things, or have certain energies, I know I need to give them a certain plate.
Right.
It's like a little plate. It's like a little pacifier. So it's like,
you good.
So you can pick up on energies within your clients on things that you can now focus on in the gym to help them release that, right?
Definitely. The gym is just like the starter, majority of the time is getting people's hands to be able to push them the way they like to be pushed, you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference when working with high-end clientele and regular clients is you have to be versatile to push people who aren't normally pushed. You can't push a celebrity if they don't want you to push them.
Do you know how hard it is to get them to do something that they don't want to do? Especially when they're surrounded by people that do exactly what they want to do all day.
Yeah, man.
It's a tricky balance.
Yeah, it's willpower. That shit.
Yes.
Shit, and it's hard to give it to somebody, but leading by example.
Right.
Kind of plays a big role in it.
Right. So there's that part. And so over the last year, what has been your main focus in your career?
Well, changing people's lives, motivating people, that happens on a daily basis. So this past year I've been...
So you consciously go into your days of, you're changing people's lives with the work that you're doing with them?
Well, yeah, if I expose what I'm doing throughout the day, I normally keep it at a high energy level, people down, it just kind of keep people up.
Yes, talk about, it's lit!
It's fucking lit.
Oh, it's lit! And then he has this theme where he looks like an 8.
Y'all gotta go check it out, it's on my story.
It is, I'm probably doing the most horrible job, but
we gonna work
he definitely has an energy level that keeps you, and sometimes, for me, I'm like,
yeah, pipe it down, but
can we just do the exercises. No.
Yeah, but just finding myself and seeing what I'm capable of. Being as though I've only been doing it 3 years, and so much has happened within the 3 years. It's just like taking it and grasping it to become a Superman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've just been working on myself.
And are you also working on giving yourself the credit for how far you've come, the short amount of time, the age that you are?
This is where Jourdan helps me.
The age that you are.
I don't normally give myself that much credit, you know, because I'm constantly doing it and I constantly have more that I want to do, so it's kind of hard to dwell on what I did. But at the same time,
you can look at that.
At the same time, you have to learn to pat yourself on the back, you know what I'm saying? When you don't have people, you know, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you don't have people, you know what I'm saying, who even know what you do for a living and things of that nature, you gotta look back and be like, damn, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Get that relief, that good feeling that you accomplished something that you wanted to do and keep it pushing. That's how it stays going.
Right. Well, and I always kind of say that in order for us to get to where we want to go, we have to appreciate what we have.
Yeah.
So I know that for a long time throughout my career and my, you know, ups and downs through success, part of an issue for me was not being able to understand how great I was and being able to say that about myself. Like, I am great at what I do. You know, there was something in me keeping me from doing that. So I had to start working on my self-talk and be very mindful of what I'm saying to myself and by myself. And I feel like you just have to be mindful about the direction of where you're trying to go next.
Right.
So and understanding your power, because
right.
it's like you were able to accomplish all of this because of your own power,
right.
and it doesn't have nothing to do with the clients.
Right.
You know, it's not about. I used to always say it's about who you know.
Right.
But it's about who knows
you. Who knows you
and why. Who knows you and why? Because
right.
a lot of people know me and they associate me with being a chef.
Right.
You know, so it's pretty cool. But outside of that, who am I? What is my character like? You know, stability and everything else.
Right.
And I think that when you're entrepreneurs and you're successful at a young age and you're ambitious and you might have been the first one out of the house
right.
that's like probably reaching 6 figures to $1 million. You're
right.
going to be the first millionaire in your family. You know, you're carrying the financial weight. You know, there's all of these other things. And they all play a part in the credit
right.
or wherever the
right.
tools in our box.
Right.
Like, so it's definitely important that we meet people along the way that can tell us like, yo, like, no, like,
right.
you get it.
Hey,
like, bro.
And I appreciate her for this because she constantly keeps me like, damn, you're right, that was kind of dope. You're right. You know,
so dope.
Yeah, but you know, and just having friends and people in that corner, you know, to just keep you on those toes, because you get to a point where when you're chasing your goals and your dreams, you kind of dwell away from people. You know what I'm saying? So
seclusion.
Yeah, so when you get back into the groove, being able to have people to reel you in and kind of be like, nah, this ain't good. You know,
right.
it's a good feeling. So I'm working on it. That's another thing that I'm working on when it comes to working with myself.
Right. Right. Well, to me, working out is all about me. For all the up and coming trainers out there, what are 3 things that you think that they should know, or 3 things that you didn't know that you found out on the way? Some knowledge that you would want to drop to the aspiring personal, private trainers.
I mean, you know, and this concept can kind of go for any entrepreneur. You know, don't compete. You know, don't find yourself competing with other people or other people's goals, dreams, or aspirations. Because once you have your mindset on where you're going and what you want to do, once you start to veer off and go into other people's lanes, that's when you lose focus. So I would say, you know, don't really find yourself competing with people. Find yourself competing with yourself. That's one thing. Second is discipline. You know, you have to remain disciplined to obtain any goal. It doesn't matter if it's becoming a trainer, a doctor, getting a degree, making a meal. You have to be able to keep that a level of discipline to get to where you're going. And 3, just perseverance. You know, in time. You know, you just want to be able to take time. You want to be able to write your goals out. Give yourself a blueprint. You know, a plan to get from point A to point B. You know, it's a strategical type of thing, and it's also a mental type of thing, more so physical. So don't look at the next person. You know, try not to ask too many questions. Work until you have a lot of answers for the most part. That way people come to you. You know, and that's what I can say. That's what I did.
Well, I don't know about that because I don't think any question is a dumb question, and if you got a question, you should ask it.
No, yeah.
Clearly don't know.
And I want to follow up on that with the question thing is, you do want to have questions, but you want to make sure that you're
not asking questions that you can find out yourself. Like, don't ask questions that are like right there.
So due to the fact that we deal with high profile clients, you don't want to, you don't want to waste the opportunity with a dumb question. You know what I mean? You can kind of take what people are saying and develop your own, your own conclusion on it and run with it. You know, if you develop a conclusion, you have a question on the conclusion that you develop, by all means ask it. That's how you learn more. But don't go ask the shit you could Google. That's where you waste your opportunity, man.
First of all, don't be asking don't. That's how you won't have no okay? That's how you won't work with the celebrities, asking dumb questions.
You gotta be able to play the game. It's a game. You might not be there, but no one knows but you.
And you can't be in it for the fame. You can't be a clout chaser. You can't get into it trying to leech on or latch on because you will burn. And you have to remember, you will fall very hard. Yeah, and you are your own service, so it doesn't matter if you're a chef, if you're a trainer. You can get around high profile clients. You have to remain in your lane. It's a very small circle, and they talk. Definitely. They talk. Definitely. So you gotta keep that level up there. You gotta stay on level of professionalism, a boundary. So, okay. Well, thank you for chopping it up with me, and I'm ready to get into this little exercise. Oh, she said little. It's lit. Right. Thank you for the demo, Joc.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
So you want to come down, come up, roll up.
Okay.
Down, up, roll up.
Okay. And what am I working out when I'm doing that?
So this is lower back, and also this is lower back and lats.
Okay.
So it's a little back attack.
So when we up on this joint, we working out the lower back and the what?
And lats. You know what I'm saying? And this is how she carries all the groceries.
I'm happy you know. I'm happy.
Yeah, man. Down, up to my hands, roll, down, up, 2, up, 3, give me 2 more, up, 4, that's 1, up, 5, right? One more, that's it.
That's all you can get.
Hey, man.
So you again. I feel my abs already coming in. No, so.
Five, break it back. Bird. Alright, take back off. Put. There we go. It worked. Woo! Got me some skins.
So what were we working out right here?
Woo! A bunch of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, this is more so for glutes. You know what I mean? So get your legs engaged. Glutes.
And what is this?
Building the butt.
Building the butt.
Building the butt. You know
building the butt, not buying one.
Not buying one. And it keeps your heart rate up, man. You see how she's breathing?
I can't breathe. So what is it? What is this machine?
Actually, this is a push-pull machine. So you push or pull it for the most part.
Push-pull machine.
Push-pull.
It matches my kicks. Matches my kicks in it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And it killed me today.
That is a fact.
And we're done, son.
We're done, son.
Thanks for tuning in, Chefies. Follow this guy.
I just gave y'all a piece of this. Damn. I'm talking
the baboon.